Come along with my family and I as we seek out homestead. Yeah! Let's go, y'all! Hello, YouTube family. Guess it's about time to make another video on the Brahma Project. To say the least, and it's the very least, it has not gone well this year. Again. No! Last year didn't go well, and this year went better, but then ended up bad. I've had a hard time trying to hatch my eggs. They've been fertile. I've had a lot of viable eggs, but not a lot of them have actually hatched. And the ones that have hatched, the chicks have had a lot of difficulty. They just haven't been very vigorous. They end up dying within a few weeks. And the ones that did live, I had some that were about 8 weeks old. I let them out. They did well until the dog killed about 6 of them that I had. And then I had another, I don't know, about another 3 or 4. So just about 10 altogether is what I've successfully hatched. But out of those 6 were probably the healthiest. They got killed, and then I had about 3 or 4 more that eventually just died off a little, you know, at a time. But I have some chicks that I'm going to show you. All right, so as you can see, it's a different day. I'm wearing something different. Got my hair cut. It's been about 3 weeks, but I do want to go ahead and show you this little chick here. This is a light Brahma and Blue Lace Red Wyandotte mix. This is my only chance right here. This is my only shot of keeping the Brahma project going. This is it. Now, let me tell you something else. My review on just the breed in general. I'm not very impressed with the Brahma, especially for a homestead situation. About a month and a half, 2 months ago, I tried a project where I went 2 weeks just feeding them things that I grew in the garden and then foraging them full time. The Wyandottes did fantastic. They always, I would come home from work and they'd have a whole crop full of grass and bugs or whatever. The Brahma seemed to struggle on that, and especially the rooster. I guess just because of his you know, his body's a little bit bigger, his legs are a lot longer, and I would always see him kind of off in the distance, away from the chickens, pecking out in the woods, probably trying to find more bugs and stuff like that for that protein. And he actually got to the point where he was kind of weak. He had lost some muscle mass. As far as the other chickens, no muscle mass was lost at all. The Brahma hens did pretty well. They did okay. But still, they didn't perform as well as the Wyandottes did. And so, as far as like a homestead review, you know, the Brahmas are just too big of a chicken. They require too much nutrients. I did a video that was about how much chicken should eat, which is typically on average about 4 ounces. The Brahmas probably need about 6 ounces, maybe more, 6 to 8. So, you know, that's just not really a good homestead quality chicken. You want something that's going to forage well, something that is can keep body body mass, as well as kind of raise themselves on occasions. And the Brahmas are just, their stature is just a little too big to keep up their body mass. So altogether, I really, if this next year doesn't work out or whatever, I'll be pretty much done with the Brahmas, and we'll be continuing to raise the Wyandottes. So that's basically the review for this time, and it's very windy out here and a little chilly, so I'm gonna go in. You all have a wonderful day, and remember to seek God with all your heart. Well, interestingly enough, the very next day, the very morning after making that last part of the video, the Brahma rooster is dead. What? I think his death has more to do with him freezing, because that night, which was just 2 nights ago, it was 24, 25 degrees here. The temperature had dropped from somewhere in the 40s all the way into the mid-20s. And he was in a heavy molt and was the only one affected. Now, the other ones, they went into molt, a month ago, 2 months ago. But he only had, maybe one little sprig of a tail feather and a bunch of other feathers, just, was trying to grow in still. And I think that's what killed him. Now, his dad, which I've mentioned on here before, had passed away last year in October. And I'm pretty sure when I got the original rooster, he was just over a year old. I wasn't really sure at the time, but I remember his spurs were only yay big, so he was probably about a year old when I got him. And then he passed away 5 or 6 months after, so he was only about, let's just say, a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And that's not uncommon for Brahma roosters to die at a young age, because they're just so big, their hearts have a hard time keeping up. The original rooster died of a heart attack. He was flat on his back. He was, healthy 1 minute, dead the next. And then this rooster here, I think he just he was just unlucky. And so I was planning on breeding him to those pullets, one that I showed you in the video, and he is completely unrelated to those. So my idea was to breed him to those, and maybe if there was a genetic issue, if that's why maybe some of the eggs, didn't hatch and the chicks were having a hard time, maybe that would kind of fix that. But now we'll never know. And but like I've said, the Brahma as a whole, just for homesteading, when you're trying to be self-sufficient and trying to, minimum grains, maybe grow your own grains, that sort of thing, they're not really the thing that you're going to want, because they just eat a lot more, okay? And they take a lot longer to grow, and so economically, they're just not the bird to have, and they're just not for homesteading. So that concludes the Brahma project, and I'll be working on other ones, the Wyandottes and others, I'm sure, over the years. I've got some ideas and plans for other breeds to try out to see how they perform. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to get off here, go eat me some dinner. Remember to seek God with all your heart.